Let's talk weather. There's a lot going on. On the East Coast, we're watching major Hurricane Erin. Here on the West Coast and in Southern California, hottest temps of the summer on the way, dangerous fire conditions. Let's get to the maps. Let's start right here. That is Major Hurricane Erin. It's a Category 4 with winds at 130 miles per hour near the center of this storm. Here's the forecast path. Notice how it doesn't go directly over land on the East Coast, but there will still be some big impacts. And a little bit closer, the Outer Banks of North Carolina, one of the areas we're watching where waves could be up to 10 to 15 feet, could be some flooding as well. And the hurricane's still major at this point. That's 2 a.m. Thursday, winds at 115 miles per hour, coming down a little bit with the winds on Thursday, then it veers off to the northeast from there. Let me show you what a computer model has for this. The colors in the background here is going to be showing where there's rain, and then notice this kind of yellow circle and red circle right here. Yellow is going to indicate where tropical storm force winds are possible. Red is going to be where hurricane force winds will be possible. So as we put this into motion, here's Wednesday at noon. And while the strong winds aren't along the East Coast yet at this time, there's still going to be dangerous conditions in the ocean. High surf, dangerous rip currents, and big waves. Now as we go to Thursday morning, this is 6 a.m. on the East Coast. This yellow part does cover part of eastern North Carolina, which means tropical storm force winds will be possible there. As we continue to noon on Friday, the storm continuing to curl off towards the northeast. Now let's head to the West Coast where we're watching a major heat wave in the works. Notice all the heat alerts on the map. We'll bring it in closer to around LA, and all this red is an extreme heat watch, which is likely to change to an extreme heat warning as we get closer to this time. For many spots, this begins on Wednesday. For some areas, it does begin on Thursday officially. So again, the extreme heat watch will likely become an extreme heat warning. We're talking about this heat wave generally being Wednesday through Saturday, but the hottest will be Thursday and Friday. We've got dangerous heat on the way, possible record highs, and definitely an increased fire risk. Let's talk more about that. We have a red flag warning or fire weather warning in magenta right here. So that's a lot of the mountains and foothills and parts of LA County and Ventura County. It's not a big overall wind-driven setup, though. Sometimes you hear about these Santa Ana winds, these strong sweeping winds across the area that can cause these fire conditions. Not necessarily the case here. So let's talk about this in more detail. We know we've got hot and dry air, but it's also an unstable air mass, which means there's going to be some room for vertical growth if we get a fire to start. And in that kind of situation, it's possible to have, quote from the National Weather Service, explosive fire behavior. This is one of those situations where if a fire starts, it can create its own weather patterns and its own wind patterns, which means the winds could be unpredictable and erratic. All right, now let's talk about those temperatures in more detail. We're looking here at Tuesday. You can see we're not too far from average for Southern California this time of year. There's a look at Wednesday, starting to see some 100s showing up, and then Thursday might be the hottest day. We're going over 105 in parts of the San Fernando Valley, well into the 90s around LA. San Gabriel Valley will be close to 100, and we'll be in the 100s in the IE.